This was a request on how I do my eyebrows. I never thought in a million years that I would ever be on YouTube doing a video without my eyebrows drawn in because I'm completely embarrassed about what I've done. But anyway, so we are going to get started. Now basically, I'm going to include pictures of before and after also. What I have done over the years is I first started tweezing my eyebrows. Up until now, I had gone through many phases, many shapes, and basically have tweezed the shit out of my brows. There's really no other way to say it. It's to a point now where, as sparse as they are, and the main problem is that they're sparse. They just will not grow back anymore. Ladies, when you're young and you're thinking about tweezing your eyebrows, please be very careful. You don't want to over-tweeze and continuously over-tweeze because, believe it or not, those follicles will sometimes just not grow back anymore. So be very careful. Consult a professional when you first try tweezing or waxing your brows. Have a friend go with you, a close friend, someone who's going to tell you the honest truth and tell you if they're too thin or what, because you need that kind of honesty, because we are not always that honest with ourselves when it comes to anything on our face. So bring a trusted friend with you, consult a professional, be very careful, do not over-tweeze because you will end up like this. Anyway, this was a request for J. Simon 1985 requested that I do a tutorial on my eyebrows. I'm going to first show you the things that I use. Basically, all you need, or all I need to do my eyebrows is an angled liner brush, and I don't know if you can see that. Any old angled liner brush. I use this also to do my liquid liner. I just wipe it off on a paper towel. I also use, and I mean, this is not expensive stuff, just the beauty supply place right down the street from my house sells these for 99¢. Jordana. They're mainly eyeliner pencils, but I use them as to fill in my brows, and it is in the color brown black. So, ladies, even if you have jet black hair, it is not suggested that you fill in your brows with black, either brow filler or eyeliner. You're just gonna end up looking kind of clownish. Stick with a neutral color. The darkest you ever want to go is brown black. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very long time on myself. So, oh, and then the third thing that you really need is just a paper towel. It's gunky with all my powders, eyeshadows, and you can see my little liquid eyeliner marks, but in between brows, I usually wipe off my brush on the paper towel because I don't want to start off darker than the other. So what I usually do, pick a brow, whichever side you want to do, and I'll take the eyeliner pencil and start from the middle, and I don't fill in like I'm coloring in a shape. I do small dashes. Make sure your pencil is decently sharp. It doesn't need to be fine point sharp. It just needs to be slightly rounded, sharp enough, not dull. Somewhere in between. And I make small dashes. Now, I've done this for a really long time, so I know exactly the shape that I want my eyebrows to be. And I do follow the natural hairline. I've never tweezed anywhere here at the top. I've only tweezed up, and I just happen to have tweezed too thin. So this is the natural shape of my brow. It's just the natural shape of the top of my brow. So I usually just do little dots and dashes starting from the center. And what I'm mainly doing is just trying to fill in any gap. Don't worry about any gaps where you can see skin at the moment, or I don't for my eyebrows, just because I know I'm going to be using my angled brush to fill that in and shadow that. So just small dashes. So, I mean, that's what it looks like without any blending. I'm sorry if you can't see any detail right now. I just don't feel like setting up my digital camera. I'm lazy. Okay, so next I'm going to take my angled liner brush and I'm going to just start filling in. Now this is the part that's more like coloring. And you're basically just going to smudge those dashes and dots. And this is why you didn't want to do a solid line or like coloring in your eyebrows with the pencils, because that's really what the brush is for. And this will give you a softer look than if you were to just color it in and use the straight pencil. Now, you can also extend it, and I kind of like to extend the brow a little bit. They say that your brow should start, let me get the point right, should start where your nostril ends, symmetrically. But I like to go just a little bit in. I kind of like a narrower brow. You don't always have to follow beauty rules. It's more about what pleases your eye, what you feel good in, and that's really what makeup is about. So, I don't like starting my brow where my nostril, directly above my nostril where it starts. I feel like it makes me look a little too wide set, and I feel like for me that look is not terribly hot. So, this is going to probably be the quickest tutorial I've ever done of like the 3 that are up. Give me a break. Who am I kidding, right? And then if there's any like gaps in coloring that you want to like fill in, just do a lighter dash. And then soften it up with the pencil. Step back, look at yourself. Make sure things are pretty much even lining up. Symmetrically, my eyebrows are not exactly perfect. They are a little askew. And that's because everyone is a little bit askew. Everyone's got a lower side and a higher side. Typically, it's not too bad. Not everyone is Lyle Lovett, who, by the way, is the most asymmetrical man in Hollywood. Sorry, Lyle Lovett. No one's perfect, and you definitely are not. Symmetrically. Yeah, aesthetically. Anyway, so they're not perfect. Half the time, your eyebrows are never going to be perfect. Mine look like this almost every single day just because I've been doing it for so long, but practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Find your favorite tools. Get a brow shape that you feel you look good in, and that also your friends and others will find aesthetically pleasing, because it is true that it really only matters to you, but you don't want to look like a clown walking around on the street, and I've seen too many of those. So, that was it. J. Simon, 1985. I keep wanting to say Simon or Simone. J. Simon, 1985, requested this eyebrow tutorial, and I'm going to include before and after pictures coming up next. So, next tutorial, stay tuned for it. Ciao, ciao, lovelies.